Hello everyone. A pleasant good afternoon to all. On behalf of the Department of English, I, Harsha Shende, welcome you all on today's second day session on workshop of English grammar enhancement, organized with the collaboration of Department of English, Shri Binzani City College, Nagpur, and Mahila Kala Mahavidyalay, Umred. I heartily welcome to the principal of Shri Binzani City College, Nagpur, Dr. Maitre sir, the principal of Mahila Kala Mahavidyalay, Umred, HOD of English Department, Dr. Anil Chende sir, Mr. Roshan Natke sir, the guest of today's session, Mr. Manish Kumar Chavan sir, IQAC coordinator, Dr. Pranjali Kane ma'am, Raktate sir, respected teachers and dear students, welcome you all for today's session. As you know, this course will be focused on the grammar portion. Every day, we invite resource person for conducting live lectures. For today's second day session, we have with us most influential person, Mr. Manish Kumar Chavan sir. Let me take this opportunity to introduce sir. Sir has done his master degree in English. He has qualified SET exam. Sir has 1 year experience in Abasaheb Garware College, Pune, and 2 years experience of UG as well as PG classes in SB City College. Presently, Sir is working in Shivaji Science College as a lecturer. He has actively participated in different seminars and workshops. He also published 2 research papers in national and international journals. So, without wasting much time, I invite to Mr. Chavan sir to begin the session. It's over to sir.
लागला ना अभी
Please, everyone, mute yourself.
Am I audible? Am I audible to you, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you, Harsha ma'am, for introducing me. Now I welcome you all in today's session, which is on direct and indirect speech. Okay, reported speech, we simply say. So what is direct and indirect speech? Today in this session, we would be looking at different norms to convert direct into indirect speech. Simply, when you talk about direct and indirect speech, we remember the instances from news channel. Okay, so basically, yeah, please mute yourself. So when you talk about news channel, no, these are the modern version of ancient spreading rumors. For example, हम बोलते हैं ना चुगली करना किसी की. So this is the modern version of modern version of news. So news is also nothing but किसी के बारे में बोलना, किसी की चुगली करना. Okay, and the same is happening in direct and indirect speech. So you must know that in communicative approach it plays a vital role, because most of the time what is a human tendency is to talk about somebody else who is not present over there. Okay, generally what we have that tendency of, if a person goes, we start talking about him, about talking about what he said. Okay, and how he appears in front of public and all, and we start teasing him. Okay, so this is a natural tendency. So if you really want to improve your English, it is must to focus on this direct and indirect speech, because we need to convey our message. Okay, for example, if you have witnessed somebody else, and that message, if you are conveying when that person is not there, that is nothing but indirect speech. So direct speech is the actual words that is being spoken by that person. Okay, and indirect speech would be the that is not the actual words, but it is like you are converting that message to somebody else when that person is not there. Okay, so that is what direct and indirect speech. So
माहिती आहे म्हणले मी सगळे आलो तो
mute yourself. Some who is talking in between.
ते नसं नोड का
Mute yourself.
सुंदर का मंदर का हो हो सुंदर 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 मोडत का
Who is talking? Who is talking in between? Okay, so now what is direct speech and indirect speech is that direct speech is the actual words. जिन्होंने direct बोला है उसको बोलते हैं direct speech, and when that person is not there and when you are communicating that message to somebody else, then it is known as indirect speech. Okay, so there are two types of relating what a person has said. Okay, direct and indirect. So in direct speech, we repeat the original speaker's exact words. So he said, "I have lost my umbrella." So this is as it is. That is spoken by that person. Okay, himself. For example, if I am conducting the lecture, whatever I am telling you today is all direct speech. Okay, and now after lecture, you would be going to your home, and if somebody is asking what has been conducted today, and when you convey that sir has said this, okay, and that, and you add that word and you just narrate the whole incident, that is nothing but indirect speech. Okay, so accordingly you need to convert direct into indirect speech, and there are many incidents where you need to do it like this. Okay, so he said, "I have lost my umbrella" is a direct speech. Thus these repeated are placed in between inverted commas. So always the direct speech would be in comma into inverted comma. And remember this, when you are quoting something, no, when you are writing something in comma into inverted comma, these should be exact words. You cannot make changes. If you are not sure about that Swami Vivekananda said this, okay, MK Gandhi said that, okay, and if you are not so sure about the actual words, it is always suggested that you should use indirect speech, because in indirect speech you are explaining the things. There you can use, you have liberty to use here and there words, but in direct speech you cannot use your words, because that is the actual words that is spoken by that person. Okay, so it is always in comma into inverted commas, and a comma is placed immediately before the remark. So direct speech is found in conversation, in books, in plays, and in quotation. And in indirect speech, we give exact meaning of remark or speech without necessarily using the speaker's exact words. So here what we are doing, he said, "I have lost my umbrella." And when you convert into indirect speech, then you can use, he said that he had lost his umbrella. Before that, you must know that said is a reporting verb, and this complete sentence, okay, that is being spoken by the person is a reported speech. And I told you in news, what are the what we see generally in news, we have different reporters. Okay, so when they say something, that becomes a reported speech. So this is reported speech, and when you are converting it into, it becomes a indirect speech. Okay, so this is reporting verb, said is reporting verb, and I have lost my umbrella is a reported speech. So there is no comma after After this, there is no comma. When you talk about indirect speech, that can usually be omitted after say and tell plus object, and it should be kept after other words, okay, like uh, complain, explain, object, point out, protest, etc. So indirect speech is normally used when conversation is reported verbally through direct speech, okay, is sometimes here to give a more dramatic effect. So if you want to give a more dramatic effect, you can use like this, okay. So there we have to change the pronoun, and accordingly you can change. So there are certain rules which needs to be followed when you are converting direct speech into indirect speech. What are the changes? There are changes in the pronoun, and as per the speaker you have to change the pronoun, and sometime as per the listener you have to change the pronoun, okay. So if you talk about this sentence, he said, I have lost my umbrella. Okay, who is speaker here? He is a speaker. Okay, and I is being used for he because this is a subjective case. Okay, when the pronoun comes in the place of subject, then it should be changed according to the speaker. Okay, and speaker is absent here. So this is all about the a listener is absent here, so this is all about the speaker. So he said, I have lost my umbrella. Then in indirect speech you can simply do that, he said that. So comma into inverted comma should be omitted, and you should be using conjunction, that is that. So he said that this should be changed with this person. So he said that he, and yeah, if you have reporting verb in past tense, then the complete sentence should be in past tense. If you have reporting verb in present tense or future tense, then there will not be any change in the sentence. But if the reporting verb in the past tense, then this complete sentence should be in past tense. So he said, I have lost my umbrella will change into he said that he had lost his umbrella, and the corresponding changes would be there. Simple present tense would change into simple past tense. You need not to just memorize it. You have to just remember one sentence that the corresponding tenses will be changed, okay. So for example, simple in a simple present tense change into a simple past tense, present continuous tense change into past continuous tense, then present perfect tense change into a past perfect tense, and present perfect continuous tense change into a past perfect continuous, so vice versa, okay. So this much you have to remember. So no need to take so much you should not be bothered about remembering the things and all, but this is like you can use your logic and you can identify. First of all, you need to understand what is the meaning of direct speech and indirect speech. Once you have understood the content, the depth of content, it would be very easy for you to change it, okay. So always remember, chugli karna yani direct indirect speech karna, okay. Yes, somebody has told something and we are manipulating that thing, okay. Okay, for example, okay, so he said like this about you and all, okay. So this is what this simple definition of direct and indirect speech. So here you have to change certain pronouns which will be changed automatically, because when you understand this complete sentence, you get to know that he said, I have lost my umbrella, okay. So imagine the situation, I said I have lost my umbrella, and the same thing you are passing that message to somebody else when I am not there, I am not present there. So what would you say? Basically, he said that he had lost his umbrella, okay, because I am not there right now, I am there, that's why I am just talking about its actual word. So I would basically talk like this, he said I have lost my umbrella, okay. So he said I have lost my umbrella, and when somebody else is converting, then he would basically talk about like this. He said that he had lost his umbrella because I am not there. Okay, so simply you have to go for this kind of vision. Okay, once you get this, no need to memorize the content, because after all, when you memorize the things, it is not going to help you to improve your grammar, or it is not going to help you to improve your English. Okay, you have to use your content to understand the things. Once you understand the thing, then you cannot you should not be remembering and all. Okay, but you have to be careful what we are doing. Okay, so first person obviously change with the subject because he is there, and the second person, whatever second person is there, that should change according to the listener. If listener is given, then you can change it. If listener is not given, you have to imagine the listener sometimes. Okay, for example, here we have she said he is my son. She said he is my son. So basically this is a third person. Okay, and third person will not change, because if somebody is talking about already a third person, okay, she said he is my son. Okay, the actual word she is not involved into that sentence. So basically what would be there? She said that he was her son. So there wouldn't be change. Third person if there cannot be change. If first person is there, that would change according to this the subject of that reporting verb. Okay, and if second person is there, for example, if second person is there, that would change according to the listener. Because for example, if I'll give you one more example. Okay, for example, she said to me, are you going to school today? Or for example, she said to me, you should watch movie today. Okay, so what would be the changes here? You is a second person. Okay, and that should change according to the listener. So she said to me that I should watch the movie today. Okay, for example, why we have changed it into I? Because it should change according to the listener. And even you don't understand the concept of speaker and listener, you can just understand that third person is absent. Okay, and we have to convey this message to somebody else. When this when you understand this thing, no, then the rest of the things are very easy in narration. Then simply you can just change it without referring to anybody. Okay, so I am ill, she said I am well. So she is talking about herself only. This is a first person, and this is also first person. And I told you first person pronoun change according to the speaker of that particular sentence. So what is speaker here? She said I am ill. So that's why we have taken here she said that she was well. And the changes in the sentences should be corresponding. No need to remember and memorize the things. Okay, then we have certain changes that should be made when we have different words. For example, these, this used to express usually this is like in expression you should be changed into a that. Okay, so she said she is coming this week. This week this will change into she said that she was coming that week. So it is very easy. What we are doing, corresponding changes in the sentences, and only we should remember how to convert the pronoun. Okay. And this second thing, what we are doing, we are just omitting the comma into inverted comma, and we are just adding one conjunction that. Okay. So in assertive sentence, we use that. In interrogative sentence, what will be done? We will look it in when we discuss it thoroughly. Okay, so this and that used as an adjective usually, and that can change to these also sometimes. Okay, so he said I bought these pearls for my mother. So he said that he had bought. So this is a simple present tense, and we are changing into a simple past tense or past perfect tense. This you have to remember this much information, that if the simple past tense is there, it can change into a past perfect tense. Okay, simple past, past perfect, then past continuous, past perfect continuous. So you have to go one step ahead when the past sentences are there. Okay, if present is there, you can go vice versa. If past sentences are there, you can go one step ahead. Okay, so if simple past tense is there, past perfect tense should be taken. Okay, then if a past continuous tense is there, then past perfect continuous should be there. If past perfect continuous would be there, then the similar changes should be done. Okay, so these the pronouns can, it, they, them. So these are the changes that should be made. Then expression of time and place in indirect speech. Today becomes that day, yesterday becomes the day before, the day before yesterday becomes 2 days before. Okay, tomorrow becomes next day, as you know that, or the following day. The day after tomorrow becomes in 2 days time. Next week becomes the following week. Last week becomes the previous week. On year becomes year before. Okay, so when you are talk about these kind of sentences, these are the natural. When you practice it, automatically you get to know which word should be taken it. Okay, but for this matter you have to practice it. Only remembering the rules will not going to help you to improve your English. You have to practice it. After this lecture you have to practice it, and daily conversation you have to use it. You have to point it out where it has been used in while reading different articles from English. Only then you can improve, and you can use these words exactly. Otherwise, even if you are excellent, well conversant in English, it is not going to help you to use these at a proper place. Okay, so for example, these are the sentences we have. I saw her the day before yesterday, he said. So what would be the sentence? He said here that should be there. Okay, he said that he would seen her, or he had seen her 2 days before. Okay, so this day before yesterday becomes 2 days before. So the rest of the changes, this is a simple past tense, and it has been changed into a past perfect tense. Okay, he said he had seen. There should be that. Okay, that has been missing. I will do it tomorrow, he promised. So what would be the changes? He promised that since it is a speaker and since it is a subjective case, there should be he only. Okay, so he promised that he would. Will change into would, shall will change into should, can will change into could. Okay, may will change into might. Okay, so similarly vice versa concept is there. If this simple all the present sentence can be converted into past, because remembering all the rules in detail is not at all a smart work to do. Okay, just whatever I am telling you, just focus on that only. Okay, don't go into that much deeper. She said my father died a year ago. So a year ago will change into that. You have to, she said that her father, my father would become her father. Why? Because this has been used for she. This is a subjective case, and the subjective case will change into a subject of that particular sentence. So what is subject? She. So my father will become her father, because she is not there. She said my father died a year ago. Now she is not there, somebody else is communicating that message to somebody else. Please mute yourself. Who is talking in between? Be responsible. You are at the like public platform. Okay, so she said my father died a year ago, then it becomes she said that her father. Okay, so she is the speaker, and that's why subjective case will change into as per the speaker. So her father had died a year before or a previous year. Okay, so you have to only focus on the certain changes of the words, and you have to focus on the what kind of changes that would happen when you talk about pronoun. Okay, so pronoun, you have to remember this much fact, is that if the subjective case is there, it changes according to the subject of that particular sentence. Okay, if the second person pronoun, first person is pronoun there, then it changes according to the subject, and if second person is there, then it changes according to the object of the sentence, and if third person is there, there wouldn't be no change at all. You can just remember like this: son. Okay, I will give you a short tips. You can just remember how to change pronoun in the direct indirect speech. You can remember the one word son. Okay, so what is son? First person changes according to the subject, second person changes according to the object, and uh, yan yani neutral. Okay, so third person will not change. So if you remember this much detail, the rest of the things are very easy when you talk about direct and indirect speech. Okay, and you should understand what is subject, what is object. Okay, so for example, when listener is there, it becomes object, and when subject is there, subject would be the subject. Okay, but if the speech is made and reported on the same day, these time changes are not necessary. Okay, so sometimes it is not mandatory to change the words. If the things has had happened recently, have had happened recently, then there cannot be change at all. Okay, here can become there only when it's clear what place is meant. For example, at the station he said, I will be here again tomorrow. So there you can mention like this ki he said that he would be there again the next day. Okay, so tomorrow will become the next day, and here becomes there. The remaining changes would be as it is. Okay, since it is future tense, simple future tense will be changed into a would. Okay, conditional sentence. So will become would, the rest of the things would be as it is. Usually here has to be replaced by some phrases. So she said you can sit here, then it can change into she told Tom. So here see, here Tom is given and Tom is a listener, and if listener is there, then the reporting verb said to will change into a told. Okay, if only said is there, you need not to change it, just you can add that. But if listener is there, then said to becomes told. Okay, says to becomes tells. And if a reporting verb is in present tense, you need not to change the tense of reported speech. Okay, and if the reporting verb is in the past tense, then you have to change the tense of reported speech. What is reported speech? This entire line that is spoken by a person is reported speech, and this said is reporting verb. Okay, this much information you should know. The rest of the things are as it is. Okay, so she told Tom that he could sit beside her. See, here this how can you imagine? She said you can sit here. Okay, so she said you can sit here, you can sit here. Okay, so this is a second person because we are telling to somebody else. Now this can be turned into a third person. So what will be the changes? She told Tom. So Tom, so this you has been used for Tom, not for she. Okay, so if you use she here, then entire sentence would be futile. Okay, So she told Tom that this you has been used for Tom, because I told you second person should change according to the listener, and that's why we are using he for Tom could sit beside her. Okay, now this has been used for she. Okay, so this is what needs to be done when you talk about direct and indirect speech. The rest of the things are as it is. So these are the rules for assertive sentence, the statements in indirect speech. Indirect speech can be introduced by verb in a present tense, and when the present tense is there need not to be any change in the tense. So he says that this is usually when we are reporting a conversation that is still going on, or reading later and reporting what it says, reading instructions and reporting them, or sometimes reporting statement that someone makes very often. Okay, so Tom says that he will never get married. So these are the sentences that can be formed. And when we have introductory verb in a present perfect or future tense, we can report the direct speech without any change of sentence. Okay, so when you have a present tense, reporting verb is in present tense, then you need not to change the reported speech sentence. Okay, but indirect speech is usually introduced by the verb in the past tense, and if the reporting verb in the past tense, then there should be changes. You need not to learn this entire table. I told you very important technique to remember this. What is to be remembered? Vice versa concept. What is vice versa? Simple present becomes simple past, present continuous becomes past continuous, present perfect becomes past perfect, present perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Now there should be a little changes. Simple past becomes past perfect. This much you have to remember. Okay, and after a practice you can remember it. And future tense, no need to remember what is conditional and all. Okay, will becomes would, natural thing. Shall become should. Okay, the remaining changes would not be there. So future continuous, shall be, will be, would become that would be. Okay, so that becomes conditional continuous. And then if the already conditional is there, then there need not to be any change. Okay, so this much you have to remember. Only remember vice versa concept, and you only remember simple past become past perfect. The rest of the things are as it is. And you remember the concept of son. First person changes subject according to subject, second person changes according to object, and third person no change at all. This much if you have remember it, the entire narration is very easy. Okay, so all those changes represent the distancing effect of the reported speech, common sense together with the time aspect from the speaker's point of view, and are important than the rules when making the usual changes. Okay, so now we'll talk about these all sentences that we have talked about, all were belonging to the section where we have talked about assertive sentence. Okay, what is assertive sentence? The sentences which follows this kind of notion, subject plus verb plus object. Okay, so these are the assertive sentence. Now we'll talk about interrogative sentence. Okay, so you know already that there are four types of sentence. Which are they? Assertive sentence, imperative sentence, then we have first is assertive sentence, second is interrogative sentence, third is imperative sentence, and fourth one is exclamatory sentence. And all the sentences you need to you have to convert direct into indirect speech, but the common rules are applicable. Only a slight changes would be there when you talk about shifting one sentence from another sentence. Okay, so there would be only changes when you talk about conjunction. Okay, so in assertive sentence, conjunction would be that. The remaining changes will not be there. In the interrogative sentence, the if wh word is there, the conjunction would be wh word. Okay, remember this much. And there are two types of interrogative questions. First is verbal interrogative question that we called as yes no type of question, and the second one is we have as a WH interrogatives. If the WH interrogative question would be there, then you have to take a WH word as a conjunction, and if the yes no type of question would be there, then you have to take conjunction if or whether. Okay, so this much can be remembered easily. And afterwards, if imperative sentences would be there, then conjunction would be to, and if the exclamatory sentences would be there, then conjunction would be again that. If this much only you have to remember, then entire topic would be very easy for you. And the second thing you have to remember, that every sentences that you are doing, whether it is of imperative sentence, whether it is of exclamatory sentence, whether it is of interrogative sentence, that sentences should be converted into assertive sentence. Okay, I hope you have understood it, but you need a practice. One day you cannot mug up whole entire narration topic. Okay, since I am doing it in the one lecture, that's why we are covering up it up in a general sense, but it needs 7 days at least to cover this entire topic. Okay, so we have question in direct speech now. So he said, where is she going? So what would be the indirect speech here? The reporting verb should be changed into asked. Okay, so said become asked. If assertive sentence would be there, said remains said, said to change into a told. But in interrogative sentence, said becomes asked, or as per the meaning of the sentences you have to change the reporting verb. Asked, inquired, okay, demanded, or whatever it may be. As per the meaning of the sentence you can change it. So he said, where is she going? Okay, so then the construction would be like that. He asked, then the as per this second rule, comma into inverted comma goes, and there would be conjunction. What conjunction we are taking? Where, WH word as it is. Okay, then he said, where is she going? Now here is no listener, nothing else, and I told you that third person will not change. Son, remember the concept of son, that third person will not change, and she is a third person, so you need not to change it. So where, he asked where she, and vice versa concept, this is a is becomes was, and we are making it this entire interrogative construction into affirmative. So where she was going. Okay, so it looks very complex, but when you remember whatever I am telling you, it becomes very easy to remember also and to solve the question also. Only these three few techniques you should be remembered easily. Okay, so when we turn direct questions into indirect question, the following changes are necessary. First, tenses should be changed, vice versa concept. Pronoun should be changed according to the sound concept, and then the possessive adjectives. So this becomes that, okay, this becomes that, this becomes those, these you know already. Then adverbs of time and place should be changed. The interrogative form of the verb changes into affirmative sentence. This whole interrogative sentence we are changing into affirmative sentence. First we are taking subject, then helping verb, then verb. Okay, and the question mark is omitted in indirect question. The question mark should not be taken, exclamatory sign should not be taken. If the arrangement is improper, that should also be omitted. Okay, for example, if you have imperative sentence, please come here, Raju said please come here. Okay, so this please word should be omitted, and then you can just tell that Raju requested to come here. Now here is not listener. You can imagine the listener. Raju said to me, come here. So Raju requested me to come here. Okay. So these words should be omitted. This question mark should be omitted. Exclamatory mark should be omitted. So that you can also be acquainted with when you practice it. Okay, so if introductory verb is say, then it must be changed to the verb of inquiry. Okay, for example, ask, wonder, want to know, like this you can choose. For example, he said, where is the station? So he asked where the station was. Okay, so no, like there is no difficulty at all. Ask can be followed by the person addressed in indirect speech. So he asked, what have you got in your bag? So what is first change? Reporting verb should be changed, but here already asked is there, so no need to change. So he asked. Okay, now listener is not there here, so you have to imagine the listener when listener is not there. Now we can imagine me. Okay, if you imagine me, so he asked me, then the conjunction would be what, then you, in it is for listener, it is a second person, it is for listener, this your is also for listener. Okay, so it would change into, he asked me what I had got in my bag. Okay, so the most important thing is to change the pronoun. And this is the second person, and it should change according to the, and what happened when you convert like this example, at the initial sight of it we get very worried about it because we do not have listener. But if you remember the whole notion of understanding the concept of sun and all, you can get the idea of that imagining the listener. Okay, and generally when you talk you to, generally it is somebody else. Okay, so open the door, to whom we are addressing, it is to you. Okay, and generally you can imagine him, me or him or her. Okay, for example, if you imagine here her, he asked her, then what would be the changes? He asked her what she had got in her bag. Okay, so that much changes should be there, because this entire you and your, these are second person, and they will always be standing for the listener, not for speaker. Okay, if you imagine him, then there wouldn't be change because both listener and speaker both are same. So he asked him what, he asked him what he had got in his bag. Okay, so is there any difficulty? No difficulty at all. Okay, so likewise you can solve it. So sometimes, but wonder, want to know, and cannot take an indirect object. Okay, so this is that you have to remember that he said, Mary, when is the next month train? So he asked Mary when the next train was. Okay, so there was no change at all. If the direct question begins with the question word, for example, these words are there: when, where, how, why, then the, even if this is not a WH word, but this how also categorized as a WH type of a question. This word should be is repeated in indirect speech because they should be taken as conjunction. Okay, so he said, why didn't you put on the brake? Again it would be changed into like this, he asked her. Okay, we are imagining her now, so he asked her why she, I told you that simple present tense should be changed into simple sorry, past perfect tense. So she had not put on the brake. So she said, what do you want? So she asked them, we are imagining them here. So she asked them what they wanted. Okay, you can imagine listener here. You are free to imagine the listener. Them, you can also her, him, me, anything. She said, for example, she said to me, what do you want? Then it becomes, she asked what I wanted, like this. So me becomes I, her becomes she. Okay, him becomes he, like this. If there is no question word, then you have to use if or whether. That is a conjunction. I told you already. Is anyone there? These are known as yes no type of question. Are you worried? No, I am not worried. Are you coming to school? No, I am not coming. So like these sentences are, so they are always like having yes or no answers. So all these questions should be changed and the conjunction should be taken if or whether. Okay, so is anyone there, he asked. So he asked if anyone was there. Okay, so the rest of the changes would be as it is. Now we can start with the imperative sentence. So we have seen assertive sentence, we have seen interrogative sentences in general sense, and now we'll see what are the changes that should be done when you talk about imperative sentence. So imperative sentence basically is of commands, request, advice. Okay, and in imperative sentence the subject is always hidden, that is you. Okay, open the door, we generally say open the door, come here, get out. Okay, come in. So like these sentences would be there. Okay, so he said to me. Okay, for example, if like these sentences would be there, who is talking in between, who is talking, just uh, remove that person, participant. Okay, so what are we talking here? Yes, so we are talking here about the different sentences that comes under imperative sentence. Okay, so it would be a command, request, or anything. So I already told you that Raju said to Mohan, please come here. So what would be the changes? Raju requested Mohan to come here. Okay, so the imperative sentences would be as it is. Very easy. What is conjunction? To would be conjunction, and whatever the meaning that is being conveyed in the sentences, as per that you can take reporting verb. So reporting verb would be commanded, threatened, warned. Okay, so teacher said to students, submit your assignment tomorrow. So what would be the sentence in direct speech? Teacher warned students to submit the assignment the following the next day. Okay, tomorrow becomes the next day. So likewise you can solve. Okay, here the example is given. He said lie down, Tom. Okay, so he said to Tom lie down. So said to can be changed into told if the meaning is not clear to you. For example, if you are not able to point out whether it is request, whether it is advice, whether it is command, so we are not sure about. He said lie down. So is it request? Is it command? We do not know. If you are sure about it, you can use. If you are not sure about it, you can use told also. Okay, so he said to becomes told. So he told Tom to lie down. Okay, only this much you have to do it. Okay, so in the infinitive sentence. So indirect commands, request, advice are usually expressed by the verb of command, request, advice, and so on. Okay. So the following verbs can be used sometimes: advise, ask, beg. Okay. Command, order, remind. So he said, get your coat, Tom. He told Tom to get his coat. Then negative. So generally when you talk about negative sentences in imperative sentence, they always starts with don't. Okay, and the construction would be like this: don't open the door. So Raju said to Nita, don't open the door. So what can be done here? Raju said to Nita, don't open the door. So it would be like uh, order. Okay, so Raju ordered Nita not to open the door. Okay, always remember this kind of a conversation, not to open the door. So don't will be removed and you have to take the conjunction, but before conjunction there should be one word, not to. Okay, so don't open the door, don't change the voice, like this. So Then we have only final sentence remain, that is exclamatory sentence, and this is also very easy. Okay. The exclamatory sentences usually become statements in indirect speech. uh, as we have seen the interrogative sentences, the same you have to follow here as well. And if water or how it should be there, then that can be removed out. Okay, and in place of water you can take a very, and if how is there you can take very. Okay, this much. Okay. And generally in communicative English, when we have this approach, generally the exclamatory sentences would not be there, that much, and will not be there, because we rarely talk about such type of sentences. So you should not be worried about it. Only one sentence, if you have remembered, this much is easy. But whatever we have talked about earlier about assertive sentence, imperative sentence, and interrogative sentence, that should be learned thoroughly. Okay, because we need it in communicative approach. Okay, and this entire session, this workshop, is to make you competent in English. Okay, so we have that kind of approach, that how can you use it in your daily basis. It is not essential to use. See, there are so many grammar books which is available out there. Okay, you can read it, but the kind of techniques that that is being shared through this workshop, no, will not be there in any grammar book. Okay, and it is essential to follow it and to practice it to improve your English. And you should always have this communicative approach, what is required to be spoken, okay, in front of people, and what strategy you can use, and the contents which is not essential you should not be focusing on. Okay, so exclamatory sentence generally we have like this: he said, what a dreadful idea, or how dreadful. So it becomes like this. I told you that reporting verb said becomes exclaimed in this exclamatory sentence, and the connective would be that. Okay, so he exclaimed that, and always it can start with the it. Okay, because we cannot use water dreadful idea. Okay, so he exclaimed that it was a dreadful idea. Okay, why? Because or it was a very dreadful idea. What a dreadful idea becomes, he exclaimed that it was a very dreadful idea. Or how becomes then, it was, he exclaimed that it was a dreadful idea, like this. Okay, so when water is there, then you can take a very, and if simply how is there, you can just use very. Okay, this much you have to remember. The rest of the things would be as it is, and you have to start by it. So when you practice exclamatory sentences, generally we use it when you start, when you convert it into assertive sentence. So give an explain, then you need not to use this exclamatory. So these are the different examples that we have seen when you talk about the exclamatory sentence, imperative sentence, assertive sentence, and interrogative sentence. Okay, so other types of exclamation such as good, marvelous, splendid, oh, osh, etc. can be reported like this: good, he exclaimed. So he gave an explanation of pleasure, satisfaction. Oh, she exclaimed and turned the program off. So these are not that much important. He said thank you, he thanked me, like this. uh, he said good luck, he wished me good luck. He said happy Christmas, he wished me a happy Christmas. He said congratulations, he congratulated me. This much, if you remember the sentence also, it is enough. He said liar, he called me a liar. He said damned, he swore. Okay, this much you have to remember. Okay, but again I will tell you not to focus on uh, exclamatory sentence. You should focus on only assertive sentence, imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, and 1 2 sentences of exclamatory sentence. Okay, Now I will again revise all the content for you, what we have seen until now. We have seen that direct and indirect speech are nothing but the modern version of the kind of news that is going on. Okay, reporter types. Okay, so basically backbitching is there in human tendency. So when somebody goes out, we start talking about that person. Okay, and when the actual words is being spoken by somebody else, and when you are conveying that words to some third person, then we need to convert that sentence into indirect speech, and that's why we need to make it into indirect form. Okay, and there are some standard norms for it, though even though we do not know, if we do not know these norms, we can we naturally we are converting it, but we do not know that it is being called as direct and indirect speech, and we never change the formal setup, we do never use it. But if you want to improve your English in a better way, then you need to remember all these sentences, and you have to use it often to become a good person in well conversant in English. Okay, so we have seen assertive sentence. So in assertive sentence, what we have seen, reporting verb. Okay, and as per reporting verb, we have talked about that if reporting verb is in past tense, then we have already told you that reporting verb would be said, okay, or say. If says to would be there, then it is called as a present reporting verb. Then there need not to be any change in the reported